one of the reasons that we made the decision to go in that direction was a thought about managing capacity. When we talked about how do we want to scale our business, right? We got to the point where we're sustainable. We're on a fairly even keel, but okay, what's next, right? What's in 3, 5, 7 years, so on, right? And so that was part of the answer. And that's because we can pull in other resources to go after opportunities, to win the opportunities, to serve our clients that don't require us to staff up, for instance, in such an aggressive way as we might need to if we were to try to keep everything in-house. So that means finding and relying on great vendors. It means finding and relying on great referral partners where we have all the right synergies.
Right. Well, referral partners and strategic advisors and support structures are certainly important. I agree with you. I think in terms of leadership capacity, I'm finding similarly, I launched a career connection newsletter, and I was thinking, I could do it myself. And then just thinking about the capacity to come up with content to deliver. And I have a lot of mentees who are really relying on it. And I did the first few, and then I had I had some support, and I thought, well, I should probably just have support all the time. Just that one small shift, I think, gave me some time back and some areas of focus that I can, think about. I have some upcoming presentations that I'm really excited about with Rowan University, and the capacity for thinking to really develop content, to come up with engaging opportunities, to really think about this whole idea around career readiness. And, that's my space. And, and then for us, I think, where do we put the time in to continue to support the community that we serve, and so important to us. And so I think, in terms of some of the alliances, I've seen you have some new partners and some new alliances that really are making a difference. And the last several weeks, I know we've been a great beneficiary of some of those opportunities to support some of those organizations and companies. And I think in terms of capacity, where do you now think about the shift in the next phase? What might happen down the road? Are you thinking about that? Or,
absolutely. All the time. To the extent that sometimes our advisors, our coaches will rein us back, or at least rein me back in a little bit. One of the capacity things for us, and we talked about this with the intentionality of how we spend our time previously, is that by freeing up the in the business work, with the leaders of the company working in the business versus on the business, as you can begin to shift some of your time and energy to strategic work, strategic decision making, we can be more intentional about the community engagements that we choose, and
there's so many.
It sets the stage differently.
It does set the stage differently, and there are so many, for sure. And also thinking about how that plays into how you structure your week. I know recently a few folks were asking me in terms of, when we're thinking about leadership development, now we're at capacity, structuring our time and how that looks. And so, I know that there's something that we talked about earlier in the year, and I've been doing it the last few weeks around thinking days. And I had not thought about this for a while. Read the book in December, referenced it in January, but now I'm like, there's a real opportunity for thinking days when we move and shift some things. And so I don't know, have you incorporated the thinking days? They change every week for me, but I don't know. But how is it going for you?
So I have not formalized that process yet. But what I have done, for instance, in February, I carved out a few days to be away from my normal routine. Was with an old friend who is also she's an amazing artist and entrepreneur.
I do believe.
Shout out to Danielle Merzada. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she is also building a company. Now her company has been around for 15 years, right? But looking at the same things, how do we scale? What does the future hold for us? What is 3, 5, 10 years down the road? And so there are so many similar through lines.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That being out of the normal routine does absolutely create a different kind of space for your brain to noodle through all of the things.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's where we have those breakthrough ideas.
Yeah.